How's it going, everyone? My name is Nadir and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you the final trip report for my trip to Europe back in March. Today we start at London Gatwick's North Terminal as I'm departing on Westjet Flight 2 to Calgary. The Westjet check-in area in Gatwick is fully automated, so I was able to get through it quickly. On this flight, I had purchased a ticket in Plus, or Westjet's premium economy product, so I had a dedicated check-in area with separate kiosks for economy passengers. London Gatwick is a nice airport, but it's quite busy in the morning, with dozens of passengers departing and arriving from all over the world. I decided to grab breakfast from Starbucks while I waited for my inbound flight to arrive, then walk down to my gate. Today's aircraft is operated by a 27-year-old Boeing 767-300ER, registered as Charlie, Foxtrot Whiskey Alpha Delta. All of Westjet's 767s were purchased second-hand from Qantas a few years back and are mainly used on flights originating in Calgary, Toronto, and Vancouver. Today's flight was fully booked and the gate area was packed. I boarded on time and was one of the first passengers on board due to the fact that Plus passengers had dedicated boarding. I boarded on time and was one of the first passengers on board. This is the Plus seat on board all 767s in the Westjet fleet, and although dated, they are very comfortable. I'll tour the seat in a bit, but first, let's see the advantages that Plus passengers get compared to economy passengers on long-haul flights. A water bottle was waiting for me at my seat when I sat down at 3F, and a kind flight attendant greeted me and handed me the menu and wine list. The menu had a good variety for a transatlantic flight, and the wine and beverage list was extensive. Shortly after, the flight attendant came back with some welcome drinks, which included water, Prosecco, or orange juice. I went for the orange juice, and I wasn't bothered that it was served in a plastic cup, since Plus is only premium economy. As I mentioned, I was sat in 3F, which meant no window seat. I also couldn't find anyone willing to stick a GoPro to their window to record the takeoff footage. So here's the CFM 56 engines spooling up as we take off from runway 27. Now that we're in the air, let's go over these leather seats. A pillow is already on the well-padded seat when you board. The legroom is more than enough to get you comfortable, but the little box under the seat in front of you might take away from it if you have tons of bags stored underneath. The seat back has an iPad holder for the iPads provided by Westjet, so guests can stream media for free if they don't have access to Westjet Connect on their electronic devices. The seat pocket contained the usual goodies, the safety card, duty-free catalog, Westjet magazine, and the good old sickness bag. The seat controls were located along the center console, and it took a lot of effort to adjust the seat, but overall it was really comfortable once properly set up. Blankets aren't waiting on your seat when you board, but if you ask one of the lovely flight attendants on your flight, they'll happily bring you this strange colored blanket. It's not the softest in the world, but it's better than nothing. 2 universal power ports are also located on the front of the center console. The tray table was kind of flimsy and small, but it got the job done. And it was cleaner than the EasyJet tray table that was featured in my last trip report. Meal service started 45 minutes after takeoff and started off with a ginger ale and pretzels. My table was set with a thin tablecloth in preparation for the main meal. For lunch, I opted for the beef short rib with broccolini and potatoes. It was a really good portion and looked really tasty. This was served with a bread roll with butter, cheese and crackers, a small salad, a honeycomb cake, a small chocolate, and a refill of ginger ale. This meal was spectacular and really filling, and exceeded my meal expectations for this plus cabin. On a side note, I only like desserts with chocolate in it, but this cake hit the mark, so shout out to the Gate Gourmet staff for getting me to open my horizons on non-chocolate desserts. To finish my meal, I had tea, which was served piping hot. Amazing how tea is served hot on a 27-year-old Westjet 767, but is served lukewarm on a year-and-a-half-old Air Canada Dreamliner. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Westjet 767 isn't equipped with IFE. Instead, passengers are encouraged to download the Westjet app on their personal electronic devices in order to utilize Westjet Connect. Westjet Connect is the IFE available on board all mainline Westjet flights and gives you flight information, internet access for a fee, and free access to media including TV shows, music, and movies. The app was super easy to use and worked great, and it kept me entertained the entire flight without ever glitching. Halfway through our flight, the cabin manager came around with a snack basket, and I went for some chips and omelets, which were great to munch on while watching a movie on my phone. Before I knew it, the second meal service commenced, and it was an afternoon tea. A scone and tea sandwiches were offered, as well as another ginger ale. It was presented nicely, however I wish the sandwiches were served on a plate and not still in their plastic wrapping. Nonetheless, the meal service in WestJet Plus is really good and totally worth the one-way fare of roughly $1,200 to $1,500. The flight attendants are great, the IFE is extensive, and the old seats are super comfortable and suitable for a long-haul flight. Anyway, I'll pipe down so you can listen to the 767 landing on runway 35 right in Calgary. Also, shout out to the passengers in 4H and 4K who allowed me to set up my GoPro on their window for landing and gave great commentary.
I mean, the golf courses, look at the golf course. There's not a green blade of grass in there. It's a runway, look.
Less than a month after this flight, the 767 on the Calgary to London route was replaced by the 787 Dreamliner with an all-new premium economy product. I can't wait to try it out as it's the only cabin I haven't flown in on board the Westjet Dreamliner. Westjet 767 is old, but it still provides passengers with a great in-flight experience. Once again, I apologize for infrequent uploading, but I've been really busy and struggling to produce content. However, I'd like to thank you for sticking around and watching this video, and subscribe if you're new, because I got a couple videos coming out that you'll really enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.